Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to peak hurricane season, day 4, and we are watching 5 waves. We have Ferdinand making landfall in Mexico. You got Dorian battering North Florida, South Carolina, and Georgia. You have the Orange X, probably going out to sea. You got Gabrielle, who I think is the New Jersey, New York, Boston hurricane I've been talking about since April. And then you have wave 2. So, I hope everybody's perky, because we got a long way to go. And the GFS took Gabrielle off the hitting the northeast coast, which is going to make me mad if it shows back up, and I'm correct, because it would have been nice to have been able to give people a visual to warn them with for 2 straight weeks, considering we have 70 to 110 million people who may be in danger. I think that's our Neptune opposition hurricane. And I got to give credit where credit is due. So yeah, me putting Taylor in charge of protecting Florida was a tactical stroke of genius. So everybody be sure and thank the White Queen and go buy her album, because Florida missed the worst of the impacts that were possible. Congratulations. Good job. Dorian is strengthening at a fast but not rapid pace. Recon found a pressure of 957.2, which has dropped 3 millibars in the last pass. And good job, Mike. Although I'm not sure the difference between fast and rapid. Ladies, can you help me out here? Dr. Rick Nab letting us know it's time to be off the roads and in shelter, as instructed by local officials in South Carolina. Tropical storm conditions from Dorian arriving tonight, southwest to northeast along South Carolina coast. Hurricane conditions in the morning. Flooding rains will become more persistent. Hashtag turn around, don't drown. And I'd like to thank everybody out there who helped contribute and say prayers, because THORnews is saved for this peak hurricane season month. You guys are amazing, awesome, and fantastic. I love you, and thank you. So now I'm back to work, although I feel all roughed up, because last month was pretty rough. And traditionally, I sleep late on the 4th. I pay rent at 7:55 in the morning, and then I sleep. So I'm awake, and I'm trying to get ungroggy. But let's give a super gold medal and silver star to Cranky Weather Guy, because he has been A+ without mistakes this storm. And he helped cover the graveyard shift last night while I slept. Cranky Weather Guy, with that exercise, we can look at the estimated wind gusts via RTMA and do a little dual plotting. If coastline is tracked by the eye versus the offshore sweep. Either way, I'm doubtful you'll luck out the way East Florida saw these values stay just offshore. Different process. And so yeah, dude, like, Selena and gang helped save Texas and Louisiana with Hurricane Barry. And Taylor helped save Florida. And of course, Asteroid Fight Club, everyone with that. So, you know, my X-Men gang and the Asteroid Fight Club is pretty badass. Well, apparently there are dating and relationship troubles, which is what I wanted to make the all-female X-Men DC Marvel crossover about. But I guess they gave Spider-Man to Sony, or they saved it, so that's up in the air. So yeah, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, you're looking at 80 to 100 mile per hour possible wind gusts. And as everybody's been saying, it looks like there is an increasing chance of landfall in South Carolina and North Carolina. Although North Carolina, Ryan Adams, you out there? Lock this shit down, man. Kick this bitch bastard out to sea. In case you guys missed it, I like to have a very nuanced opinion about things, and I've never fully supported any president ever. But I do want to say I love the Space Force idea. It's a great way for all of Earth to team up to work on all the problems we have together. So you got Dorian tracking up the coast, and this is going to cause some major problems. You're looking at 3 to 8 feet of storm surge possible all the way up the coast. And you're not out of the woods yet. Because this is where the heavy rain bands is coming in. and it's going to track over specific areas for an extended peak of time. And if I'm using any of my words wrong, it's because, shit, I don't think I've had fun in 2019. It's like all work, no play. Makes me the guy from The Shining that punches the axe through the door. Although I don't hurt people. Because it's like people either hurt themselves or they hurt other people. And I'm one of those people that, because I feel other people's pain, I only usually like to hurt myself. Well, if you punch me in the face, I punch you back as hard as I can. So talking about, so, yeah, dude, and so if Cranky's right, and he's been a stellar on this thing, that guy gets better with time. Man, self-improvement's great, isn't it? Okay, so yeah, I really think it's going to track up, and hopefully everybody on the coast has been prepared, because A, this isn't your first rodeo. B, we've been talking about this thing forever. Like, I can't even remember when we started. Oh, August 25th. But yeah, there are a lot of issues still to come. And I got to remind you, the Northeast isn't out of the woods on this one. I wouldn't be surprised to see it take a more north trek. And so no matter what, all the way from Virginia to Boston is going to get wet from this one. And remember, we have like 56 more days to go in peak hurricane season. And though the GFS has officially taken the mid-September Neptune opposition northeast hurricane off the board, since I've been talking about it since April, I still believe it is coming. So Hurricane Dorian is really only the undercard. And so all the areas that are going to be soaked now, probably this is going to be, we're going to have a second round of a hurricane come for the same kind of areas, if not norther, and then possibly even later in the season, as the one in October comes up through here and then rakes across. So parts of Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, y'all are going to get pretty dang soggy, and you're going to endure some pretty nasty winds from now to November. In my opinion, Hurricane Dorian Gray has officially been one of the most interesting, impressive hurricanes I've ever covered. And once again, let us say a prayer for all the lives lost in the Bahamas. It totally devastated. If you haven't seen the photos and videos of Abaco Island, it's very sad. In good news, though, Josh is alive. Man, that personalizes a hurricane too much for me. Yeah, dude, it's only day 4. We've still got 2 months left. Oh, wow. Look at this. And this is another thing for the people who are always like, it's always weather warfare, geoengineering. Like, look, dude, there's no reason to geoengineer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 patterns. 6 waves and hurricanes. And especially when the majority of these aren't going to hit anybody. And more every day, I am affirmed that the planet positions affects our planet and weather. So we will be watching for the Neptune opposition. Is officially on the 10th, although I predicted Neptune hurricane to be around the 18th to the 23rd. And then Saturn, who is retrograde, will be going direct on the 18th. So around that same time, we should definitely be watching for some weird, strange stuff, not just in weather, but in people's attitudes, moods. So yeah, September is going to be a doozy, man. Remember all those videos I made leading up to July going, hey, July's going to be wild? Well, September is going to be just as wild. You can take that to the bank, and you can put it in gum on your calendar.